Before we dive into these life-changing secrets, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this content if you value psychological wisdom that transforms relationships. This rare Jungian approach to earning respect will revolutionize how people perceive you, but only if you apply these principles. Hit that subscription button now to ensure you never miss these psychological insights that the majority of people will never discover. Let's begin our journey into the depths of respect, the shadow of respect, in the dim chambers of our psyche, where the shadows of our desires lurk. There exists a primordial longing for respect. This yearning is not merely social vanity. It is woven into the very fabric of our being. Jung observed that respect cannot be commanded or coerced. It emerges organically from the soil of authentic being. The first secret lies in confronting what Jung called the shadow, those aspects of ourselves we hide, deny, or repress. For when we seek respect without acknowledging our wholeness, we project an incomplete self, and others sense this fragmentation instinctively. Their respect becomes impossible because they perceive not our genuine being, but a carefully curated facade. The meeting of two personalities, Jung wrote, is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Respect is born in this alchemical transformation, when we dare to bring our shadow elements into consciousness rather than projecting them onto others. Those who earn lasting respect have first confronted their own darkness. In this courageous act, they achieve a wholeness that others unconsciously recognize and naturally revere. The persona and its dissolution. We craft our personas, masks worn for social acceptance. Yet paradoxically, these very masks prevent the authentic connection from which respect springs. The second secret of commanding respect lies in the gradual dissolution of these artificial constructs. The persona, that outer face we present to the world, serves its purpose in social navigation. But when we mistake it for our true self, we become prisoners of others' expectations. Jung noted that those who earn genuine respect have reconciled their public and private selves, achieving a rare congruence that others unconsciously recognize and revere. This congruence cannot be fabricated. It must be lived. The journey toward respect begins with this uncomfortable question: how much of what you present to the world is authentic, and how much is performance? In the space between who we are and who we pretend to be lies the reason why respect eludes us. Those whom we deeply respect have narrowed this gap until the mask and the face beneath have become nearly indistinguishable. Collective unconscious and archetypal authority. Deep in the collective unconscious lie the primordial patterns Jung called archetypes, universal templates that shape human experience across cultures and throughout time. Among these, the archetype of the wise elder or sovereign carries inherent authority. The third secret reveals that respect flows naturally to those who embody archetypal wisdom. Not through intellectual posturing, but through living in alignment with deeper principles that resonate with the collective unconscious of humanity. This archetypal authority cannot be claimed. It must be earned through the integration of one's own inner contradictions. Those who command respect have undertaken the heroic journey into their own depths and returned with the gold of self-knowledge. When we speak or act from this place of archetypal resonance, we touch something ancient. In others, a recognition that transcends rational assessment. We respect those who embody these timeless patterns because they awaken the same potentials within ourselves. Individuation, the path to authentic presence. The process Jung called individuation, the journey toward psychological wholeness, stands as the fourth secret to earning respect. In a world of fragmented identities and shifting values, those who pursue psychological integration radiate a completeness others unconsciously recognize. This integration is not perfection, but wholeness, the capacity to hold one's contradictions without being torn apart by them. The individuated person carries an undeniable presence that commands respect, not through dominance, but through authenticity. Your vision will become clear, Jung told us, only when you can look into your own heart. Those who have done this difficult work carry themselves with a quiet dignity that engenders respect without demanding it. The individuated being has faced their demons and embraced their angels. They have reconciled their past with their present and aligned their conscious aims with their unconscious drives. This integrated presence carries a weight and substance that others naturally respect, not because they seek it, but because they have become vessels for something greater than ego, the transcendent function and creative tension. In the fifth secret, Jung's concept of the transcendent function illuminates how respect emerges from our capacity to hold opposing forces in creative tension. The transcendent function represents the psyche's ability to unify opposing attitudes through the emergence of a third, reconciling position. Those who earn deep respect demonstrate this rare ability, holding contradictions without collapse into simplistic either-or thinking. They navigate complexity with grace, allowing new solutions to emerge from seemingly irreconcilable positions. This capacity creates a magnetic presence that draws others into its field. We respect those who can contain our contradictions without reducing our complexity. In a world increasingly divided by polarized thinking, the individual who embodies the transcendent function becomes a living bridge, someone capable of uniting what seems eternally divided. The respected person does not avoid tension, but transforms it into creative possibility. They stand firmly at the crossroads of opposing views, not in weak compromise, but in the strength of synthesis. The wounded healer and vulnerable strength. Jung's archetype of the wounded healer reveals the paradoxical sixth secret, that vulnerability, properly integrated, becomes a source of profound strength and respect. Those who have confronted their own suffering and transformed it into compassion carry an authenticity that commands quiet reverence. The wound is the place where the light enters you, as the poet Rumi expressed it, echoing Jung's understanding that our broken places, when acknowledged, become sources of unique wisdom. This vulnerable strength cannot be feigned. Those who have integrated their wounds rather than hiding behind them manifest a quality of presence that engenders deep respect, not despite their wounds, but because of how they've metabolized them into wisdom. The wounded healer does not deny suffering, but alchemizes it into medicine for others. We instinctively respect those who have transformed their pain into compassion, their trauma into understanding, their grief into connection. Their scars, visible yet healed, testify to a journey of transformation that inspires reverence. Synchronicity and meaningful coincidence. The seventh secret lies in Jung's principle of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that seem causally connected. Those who attune themselves to these patterns develop an uncanny timing and intuition that others experience as wisdom. This attunement cannot be manufactured or performed. It emerges from deep listening to both external events and internal promptings, creating a sense that one is aligned with larger patterns of meaning. We naturally respect those who seem to move in harmony with life's hidden currents, who speak the right word at the right moment, who arrive when needed, as if guided by an invisible hand. This quality of being in sync with deeper patterns evokes respect because it suggests connection to something larger than individual ego. The synchronistic individual seems to participate in a dialogue with the universe itself. Their words carry the weight of timely revelation. Their actions display an effortless alignment with opportunities that others miss. This natural flow state generates respect because it manifests a relationship with life that transcends mere striving. Active imagination and creative response. Jung's technique of active imagination, engaging consciously with unconscious material, represents the eighth secret. Those who develop this capacity bring fresh perspectives and creative solutions to situations where others see only dead ends. This creativity emerges not from intellectual cleverness, but from dialogue with deeper aspects of the psyche. It manifests as an ability to respond to life's challenges with imagination rather than mere reaction. We respect those who bring new possibilities into being, who transform situations through creative engagement rather than rigid control. This generative capacity signals access to deeper resources than mere intellect or will. The person who has cultivated active imagination lives in constant dialogue with the unconscious wellspring of creativity. They draw from this inner fountain solutions and insights that seem magical to those trapped in conventional thinking. Their respect arises from this apparent wizardry, the capacity to conjure possibilities where others perceive only limitations. The anima-animus integration. In the ninth secret, Jung's concepts of anima and animus, the contrasexual aspects of the psyche, reveal how psychological wholeness generates natural respect. Those who have integrated both masculine and feminine elements of their psyche display a completeness that commands regard. This integration manifests as a balance of strength and sensitivity, assertion and receptivity, structure and flow. The person who has done this inner work moves through the world with a wholeness that others unconsciously recognize and respect. The divided self cannot command genuine respect because it cannot present a unified presence. Only in reconciling our inner opposites do we achieve the congruence that others naturally revere. A man who has integrated his anima displays not only conventional masculine virtues, but also emotional intelligence, nurturing capacity and aesthetic sensitivity. A woman who has integrated her animus exhibits not only traditional feminine qualities, but also decisive action, logical clarity, and principled assertion. This wholeness generates respect because it presents not a fragment of human potential, but its fullness. The self and its manifestation. Jung distinguished between the ego, our conscious identity, and the self, the organizing center of the entire psyche, conscious and unconscious. The 10th secret reveals that respect flows naturally to those who serve as vehicles for this larger self. When one's conscious personality becomes increasingly aligned with this deeper center, a natural authority emerges. This is not ego inflation, but its opposite. The ego in service to something larger than itself. We instinctively respect those who seem to operate from this deeper center, who maintain perspective even in crisis, who seem guided by an inner compass rather than external pressure. This alignment cannot be faked, it must be lived. The self-manifesting individual radiates a presence that others experience as authentic because it is founded on the bedrock of their essential nature rather than on shifting sands of persona. They speak and act not from social conditioning or personal ambition, but from the mysterious center that Jung identified as the organizing principle of the entire personality. The sacrifice of certainty. The 11th secret lies in what Jung understood as the necessary sacrifice of certainty. Those who earn profound respect have surrendered the comfort of absolute answers in favor of living the questions themselves. This sacrifice requires immense courage, the willingness to stand in ambiguity rather than grasping at premature conclusions. We respect those who can hold this tension, who acknowledge the limits of knowing while continuing to seek understanding. The capacity to tolerate uncertainty, Jung might say, is the measure of one's spiritual maturity. Those who embody this maturity naturally command respect because they offer not the false comfort of certainty, but the authentic courage of engaged questioning. In surrendering the pretense of final knowledge, these individuals achieve a paradoxical wisdom, one founded not on accumulation of facts, but on openness to mystery. We respect them because they embody not the arrogance of answers, but the humility of perpetual inquiry. The alchemy of presence. In The Final Secret, Jung's studies of alchemy illuminate how respect emerges from transformed presence. The alchemists sought to transmute base materials into gold, a process Jung understood as symbolizing psychological transformation. Those who command genuine respect have undergone this inner alchemy, transforming the lead of unconscious conditioning into the gold of conscious being. This transformation manifests as a quality of presence that others experience as inherently worthy of respect. This alchemical presence cannot be manufactured or performed. It is the natural radiation of a psyche that has done its inner work. The respect it engenders flows not from external status or achievement, but from the unmistakable quality of being that emerges when one has faced one's depths and integrated what was found there. The alchemical process involves phases of dissolution, solving, separation, and recombination, coagula, paralleling the psychological journey of breaking down false structures, differentiating authentic elements, and recombining them in a new integrated form. Those who have undergone this process carry a substance and gravity that naturally commands respect. The ritual of recognition. Jung understood the power of ritual as an expression of archetypal patterns. The 13th Secret reveals how respect involves a subtle ritual of mutual recognition, an acknowledgement of the soul's journey in another. Those who command respect have learned to truly see others, to recognize not just their surface presentations, but their essential nature. This capacity for recognition naturally evokes reciprocal respect, for we value those who value us authentically. The ritual of recognition cannot be performed mechanically. It must emerge from genuine perception. We respect those who can witness our struggle, acknowledge our worth, and honor our journey without reduction or judgment. In this mutual recognition lies a sacred exchange, the affirmation of each other's essential dignity. When we encounter someone capable of this depth of seeing, we naturally offer respect as a response to being truly recognized. The paradox of power. Jung's understanding of psychic energy reveals the 14th secret, that respect flows not to those who grasp for power, but to those who channel it in service of something greater than themselves. The paradox lies in the discovery that true power emerges not from dominance, but from alignment with deeper currents of meaning and purpose. Those who command lasting respect have surrendered the ego's need for control in favor of becoming vessels for archetypal energies that transcend personal ambition. This paradoxical relationship to power manifests as an authority that draws others, rather than compelling them. We respect those who embody power without attachment to it, who wield influence for purposes beyond self-aggrandizement. The respected individual has resolved the power complex not through repression, but through transformation, channeling their drive for impact into meaningful contribution rather than personal dominance. This resolution carries an unmistakable signature that others naturally honor, the integration of the inferior function in Jung's typology. Each consciousness has a dominant function and an inferior or shadow function. The 15th secret reveals that respect emerges from the integration of these opposing aspects of consciousness. Those who command genuine respect have not only developed their natural strengths, but have also faced and incorporated their areas of weakness. This integration manifests as a rare balance: the thinker who has embraced feeling, the intuitive who has grounded in sensation, the feeling type who has developed thought, the sensation type who has opened to intuition. This wholeness generates respect because it presents not merely specialized excellence, but human completeness. We naturally revere those who have transcended the limitations of their type to achieve a more comprehensive consciousness. The person who has integrated their inferior function displays a remarkable adaptability, capable of responding to life's challenges with the full spectrum of psychological resources, rather than being limited to their preferred mode. This versatility naturally commands respect in a world of increasing complexity. The courage of authenticity, the 16th secret, lies in what Jung understood as the courage to be oneself, fully and without apology. Those who earn profound respect have faced the terror of social rejection and chosen authenticity even at the cost of belonging. This courage cannot be feigned or performed. It emerges from a deep reconciliation with one's own nature and a willingness to stand in that truth, regardless of consequences. We respect those who embody this courage because they remind us of our own potential for authentic being. The authentic individual has transcended both conformity and rebellion, neither mindlessly accepting social norms nor reflexively rejecting them, but instead discerning their own path with integrity. This independence of spirit naturally commands respect because it manifests the freedom we all secretly desire. In a world of increasing conformity and social pressure, the person who maintains their authenticity stands as a beacon of possibility, a reminder that we need not sacrifice our truth for acceptance. This courageous stance naturally evokes the respect of those still struggling toward their own authenticity. Remember, if these Jungian secrets have illuminated your path to earning genuine respect, like, subscribe, and share this wisdom with others who struggle with relationships and recognition. These archetypal patterns have transformed countless lives throughout history, and they can transform yours too.